All right, let's dive into a hidden world where your digital life, what you click on, where you go, is colliding with your financial reality in ways you probably never imagined. We're about to connect the dots between two things that seem like they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. I know, it sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? But the answer, well, it pulls back the curtain on this massive, totally invisible system that's tracking us pretty much everywhere. The connection's way more direct and honestly a lot more surprising than you might think.
So, to really get this, let's start with an image we all kind of know, the Repo Man. But it is time for a serious update because technology has completely changed the game.
Yeah, forget that image of some tough guy with a crowbar trying to jimmy a car door open. Today's repo agent is way more likely to be a gig worker, and their real weapon? It's an app on their phone. This app plugs them into this huge data-driven network that can pinpoint a car or any asset with scary accuracy. It's not about brute force anymore. It's all about precision data. So what is behind this crazy powerful network? What's actually powering that app? Let's take a look under the hood and see the engine that's driving this entire operation.
The amount of data being vacuumed up here is just staggering. We're talking billions of automated license plate scans to create a real-time map of your movements, but it goes so much deeper. It's tracking where you go, who you hang out with, even noting your weekly visit to a church parking lot. They're just indiscriminately collecting all these tiny details of your life, all to piece together a puzzle that leads them to one person or one asset.
And this brings us to a really important idea, the digital Panopticon. It's this concept that we're all living inside a system where we're constantly being watched, but we can't see who's watching. We don't know who's collecting our data or why, but just knowing that we could be watched at any moment. That's the whole point. And that's the framework for this entire system we're talking about.
Okay, so this surveillance tech was pretty much perfected for finding things like cars. But now, its core ideas, tracking people and building profiles, are being used to manage a totally new and frankly explosive type of debt that lives completely online. $700 billion. Just let that number sink in. That's the projected global value of a market people are calling shadow debt. And it's called that because it often doesn't even feel like you're taking on debt. It's just happening quietly in the background of our day-to-day online lives. So what's driving all this shadow debt? It's buy now, pay later. You've seen it everywhere at checkout, right? It's that super seamless, totally frictionless way to get stuff instantly by breaking up the cost into these small, often interest-free payments. It makes spending money incredibly easy, maybe a little too easy. And here's what that easy spending actually looks like. A huge chunk of these purchases are for non-essential things. We're talking fast fashion, new electronics, cosmetics. You get the picture. It's a system that's almost perfectly designed to encourage those impulse buys, letting you get that instant gratification without feeling the financial pain, at least not right away. And here it is. This is the moment where the two worlds we've been exploring, the Repo Man's data and your online shopping cart, finally slam into each other. Because it turns out it's all about building a profile of you to figure out how much of a risk you are. Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the old-school financial profile. Your FICO score, your payment history, all that slow, formal stuff. But on the right, that's the new digital profile. And it's built from your location history, your shopping habits, even who your friends are. And here's the key takeaway. Your everyday behavior is, quite literally, becoming your new credit score.
So here's how it works in the real world. First, the system collects data from everywhere. Your digital footprint, your physical footprint, all of it. Then, algorithms chew on that data to create that risk profile we just saw. And finally, an automated decision is made in a split second. And that decision could be to approve you for a buy now, pay later loan for sneakers, or it could be to send a repo agent to the corner where your car was last scanned. It's the exact same cycle for both worlds.
This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? The technology that was created to hunt down physical property is now being aimed inward, at us, to make lightning-fast judgments about our smallest consumer wants. The scale is different, a car versus sneakers, but the underlying method is exactly the same. So what's the bottom line here? What does this all actually mean for you? Let's break down why this really matters to your financial identity, and, of course, your privacy.
Look, if you take anything away from this, let it be these 4 points. First, your digital footprint is your new financial resume. Every click, every location check-in, it's a line item someone can use to judge you. Second, that super easy, frictionless debt has a hidden cost, and that cost is your privacy. You're paying with a lot more than just money.
Third, in this new system, the line between who is the consumer and what is the product gets really blurry. Are you buying the sneakers, or is your data the real product being sold to the lender? And finally, just knowing this is happening is your best defense. Understanding how it all works is the first and most important step to taking back a little bit of control.
And that kind of leaves us with this one big nagging question. When every single choice you make, from buying a coffee to what route you take to work, feeds into a profile that judges you, what does that do to our idea of being a free consumer? What does real choice even look like in that world? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.